With the release of Godzilla vs. Kong this weekend, I have been watching a lot of Godzilla movies to get me in the mood. But which ones are the best ones? Well, today I want to count down my personal top 10 favourite Godzilla movies. Or should I say, top 10 favourite Godzilla sequels. Because obviously everyone knows that the original Godzilla movie is the best one. And it genuinely is. It is still as effective today as it was when it was first released nearly 70 years ago, and Godzilla has never been scarier. But it is so obvious that it's going to take the top spot that I've decided to actually leave it off the list. Aha! See? The uncertainty makes the video more interesting. Now you have to keep watching. Kicking us off at number 10 is Godzilla Final Wars. To coincide with the franchise's 50th anniversary in 2004, Toho decided to end Godzilla's third series with a bang. Final Wars sees a sinister alien race take control of all the Earth's monsters, except for Godzilla, and unleash them all around the globe. So the Big G himself has to go on a boss rush world tour, which means that the action is pretty much non-stop. Even the humans get in on it thanks to a subplot involving mutant super soldiers. The Matrix-style fight scenes certainly date the film, but they're also kind of awesome in a dumb kind of way. The American version of Godzilla from the Loathed American reboot even makes an appearance, but gets royally trounced by Godzilla. Just to remind you who the real king of the monsters is. Number 9 is King Kong vs. Godzilla, the original. Now look, I'm not going to defend this as a good movie. The plot is silly, the characters are paper thin, and the effects, particularly the Kong suit, look goofy as all fuck. But hey, that's all part of the charm, and despite its many faults, this movie's fun as hell. I mean, it's King Kong versus Godzilla. How could that possibly be lame? New movie, please don't be lame. New movie, please don't be lame. New movie, please don't be lame. I also have to admit that this one holds a special place in my heart, as it's actually the first Godzilla movie I ever saw, and easily the one that I have seen the most times. So it was kind of always going to end up on this list. Number 8. Godzilla vs. Megalon. Now look, I am really not going to defend this one as a good movie either. Right from its very opening, it's clear that this film isn't going to take itself very seriously. But if you go into it with the right mindset, you might just find something supremely enjoyable. I mean, come on, it's got Jet Jaguar, a size-changing robotic superhero in it.
Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar, Yatta Jaguar.
An underground civilization wants revenge on the surface world, so it sends up Megalon, a gigantic bomb-spitting bug with drill hands. Oh no, look out, he's hopping mad. Jet Jaguar goes to recruit Godzilla to help out against Megalon. Look at the scene where they have a conversation. But then another monster, Gigan, shows out to help out his buddy Megalon. So it's a monster tag team match. Gotta love this moment where the villains think they've won and do a little victory dance. Then when Godzilla and Jet Jaguar emerge from the flames, they're just like, what the hell? The fight just gets sillier and sillier, but that's what makes it such a blast. And of course it all ends with one of the most outrageous Godzilla moments ever. Number 7. After several years of critically unsuccessful Godzilla movies, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla was a return to form which introduced the world to the last of Godzilla's truly iconic foes, Mechagodzilla, an evil robotic duplicate of the Big G himself. Godzilla isn't too happy about someone using his likeness without his permission. What's really cool about this one is the subplot involving a James Bond-esque secret agent doing battle with a race of evil ape-like aliens called the Simians who are in control of Mechagodzilla. What that means is there's always something interesting going on in this movie even when the monsters aren't on screen. Number 6. Godzilla vs. Mothra, The Battle for Earth, not only put Godzilla up against a new version of Mothra, updated for the 1990s, but also against an evil version of Mothra called Batra. Whereas Mothra is a benevolent protector of mankind, Batra is only interested in destruction. Mothra has her hands full dealing with both Batra and Godzilla, but eventually her and Batra team up to lay the smackdown on Godzilla by dropping a fucking Ferris wheel on him. Oh, and this film also really benefits from the most banging version of the Mothra theme ever. Number 5. At the time thought to be the last Godzilla movie ever, Godzilla vs. Desotroya sees Godzilla going into nuclear meltdown, which basically means that he's dying.
What radioactivity?
But before he goes, he has to contend with Desotroya, a new monster spawned from the Oxygen Destroyer, the weapon which was used to kill the original Godzilla back in 1954. So it kind of brings the series full circle in a way. Destroya starts out as all these individual little crab monster things that the army has to fight with flamethrowers, before he eventually evolves into his final form.
Destroyer. I've never seen anything so big.
I think we better get out of here.
But Godzilla's not alone against the beast because his son, Godzilla Jr., shows up to help out in the final battle, but he gets his ass kicked. Desotroya should have known not to fuck with Godzilla's kid. Number 4. Godzilla X Mechagodzilla is the fourth in the series to feature Mechagodzilla. Here, it's a robotic exoskeleton built around the bones of the original Godzilla monster. As a bonus, he's piloted by this hot chick.
What is this, some kind of joke?
When a new Godzilla shows up to destroy Japan, Mechagodzilla, or Kiryu as he's called, is sent out to fight him. But oh no, Kiryu actually retains the memories of the original Godzilla and ends up going fucking berserk, including walking straight through a building with no fucks given. This one had a direct sequel, which is number 3 on our list, Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Hands down, the best action in any Godzilla movie. Kiryu and Godzilla are back for a rematch, but this time with Mothra thrown in the mix. In fact, it also goes by the title Godzilla X Mechagodzilla Tokyo SOS. This film contains one of my very favourite moments of the entire franchise. Kiryu judo flips Godzilla over his head and drops him on a building, but before Kiryu can strike the finishing blow, Godzilla rolls over and trips Kiryu up with his tail, and as Kiryu falls towards him, Godzilla blasts him in the face with his spiral ray, causing him to topple over into another building which explodes. God, this movie's so fucking awesome! Number 2. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. After Godzilla vs. Biollante underperformed at the box office, Toho set about reintroducing all of their classic monsters. Mothra, Rodan, Mechagodzilla, and of course, King Ghidorah. Strap yourselves in because the plot to this one is a doozy. A UFO lands in Japan containing not aliens but time travelers. These Futurians, as they're called, warn Japan that if they don't stop Godzilla now, he'll eventually destroy the entire country forever. The Futurians have a plan to go back in time to an island where a Godzillasaurus saved a platoon of Japanese soldiers during World War II. It was atomic bomb testing in this area that subsequently transformed the Godzillasaurus into Godzilla. By removing the Godzillasaurus from the island before the bomb goes off, they effectively erase Godzilla from history. However, the Futurians leave behind 3 tiny monsters called Dorats, which remind me of the kids that Donkey and Dragon have in Shrek. When the nuke is eventually detonated, these 3 monsters form together to become King Ghidorah. This Ghidorah is under the control of the Futurians, who actually want to stop Japan from becoming an economic superpower in the next few years. Thankfully, a second Godzilla is born in the 1970s due to an accident involving a nuclear submarine, and he is pissed. Godzilla fights and defeats Ghidorah by blasting one of his 3 heads off. But now Godzilla's on the rampage and starts destroying Japan. So one of the Futurians, who is defected to the side of good, helps to build a robot head to replace Ghidorah's missing one, and then pilots Ghidorah into battle as Mechagodzilla. And in between all of this, the Futurian's android henchman M11 ends up going rogue and getting into laser shootouts, car chases, and all sorts of malarkey. How can you not just love this movie?
Incredible.
And my number 1 favorite Godzilla movie is Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. Giant monsters all out attack. Try saying that 3 times fast. Probably the most interesting reinvention of Godzilla to date. Here depicting him as being fueled by the souls of all the Japanese who died during World War II. They manifest themselves as Godzilla because they're mad at the Japanese government for trying to ignore its own past. Godzilla looks great with his soulless, whited out eyes, very creepy and ghost-like. At the same time that Godzilla begins his attack, a reporter investigates sightings of 3 ancient guardian monsters that are supposed to protect Japan. The build-up to the reveal of the monsters is masterful, taking a leaf from the Book of Jaws by only showing brief glimpses of them early on until we finally get a proper look. The first Guardian monster up is Baragon, and the fight between him and Godzilla is fucking awesome, full of great looking stunts and special effects. Of course, Baragon ends up getting his ass utterly kicked by Godzilla. The second Guardian to have a go is Mothra, and she puts up a pretty good fight before being grievously injured by Godzilla. So they have to call in the final and most powerful of the Guardian monsters, King Ghidorah. And this is the only time ever in Godzilla history that Ghidorah has been the good guy. Ghidorah and Mothra team up to take down Godzilla in a 3-way monster rumble, but even their combined efforts aren't enough. In fact, Godzilla is only defeated when the main character pilots a submersible drill inside of him and bores a hole in his neck so that when he tries to shoot his atomic breath, it comes shooting out the side of him. Oh, that's gotta hurt. For me, GMK, calling it that for short, stands head and shoulders above all other Godzilla movies. It's fantastic in terms of its characters, pacing, story, monster action, and overall direction. The film was helmed by Suzuki Kaneko, also responsible for the critically acclaimed 90s Gamera reboot trilogy. Kaneko, give yourself a pat on the back. You've earned it. So, those are my top 10 favourite Godzilla movies. If anyone is actually watching this, please post a comment and let me know. Tell me what you think of my list. Tell me how bad my taste in Godzilla movies are. Tell me what your favourite Godzilla movie is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.
As the countless numbers wander through worldwide renown of the pimping sons of thunder will roll up their sleeves, all searching for